the first thing I learned from this centurion servant is this: the flower of faith blooms from the soil of struggle. The flower of faith blooms from the soil of struggle. You say, what does that mean? Think about this centurion. This centurion's a Roman. He's got no reason to go to the synagogue. He's got no reason to go down to the house of God. He's got no reason to hear about the Jewish Messiah. He's got no reason to do anything worth anything. So what happens? A problem comes his way. This guy's got money. This guy's got power. This guy's got ability. This guy's got strength. This guy's got all the things you would possibly need. Why else would he go seeking God? So what happens? A problem comes his way. A situation comes his way. You know what this man could have done? He could have done what every other Roman centurion would have done. Go down to the Roman temple where the idols and the pantheon of the Roman gods were and get on his knees and say, what have I done to bother you? What have I done to make you upset? Do I need to sacrifice something to make you happier? Why are you mad at me? Why have you given me this problem? Why are you punishing me like you're punishing me? No, he did not. He said, God has sent me this problem. He didn't send me this problem because he's mad at me. I do not see it as an obstacle. I see it as an opportunity. It's not an obstacle that's come to bother me. It's an opportunity that I have to go seek the Master. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what God does in our life. If we didn't have problems, the vast majority of us would not go seeking after God. If we didn't have issues, we wouldn't go seeking after God. If we didn't have struggles, we wouldn't go seeking after God. Why? Because we're human. And the Bible says there is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after God. So what does God do? He sends problems. He sends issues. He sends struggles. He sends turmoil. He sends storms. He sends winds. He sends barrenness. He sends issues. And here's what He's wanting us to do. He's wanting us not to moan and groan because we got problems, but to see it as the tiller that can till up the soil of the barren ground and plant faith. If I didn't have problems, I couldn't have a miracle. If I didn't have issues, I couldn't see God move. If I didn't have a storm, then Jesus can't come walking on water. If I don't have hunger, I won't appreciate bread out of heaven. If I'm not thirsty, I won't look and see if God can bring water out of a rock. The reason God does what He does is not because He's mad, but He's giving us an opportunity to exercise great faith. Your problem is not a problem that you created, but an opportunity that God allowed to happen. Not because it's good or great or fun, but we live in an upside-down world. When God created the earth, He created it upside right. When sin comes in, spiritual depravity flips it up on its head. Where good used to reign, now bad reigns. Where right used to reign, now wrong reigns. Where peace used to reign, now chaos reigns. Where God used to be in charge and walk with man, now the devil whispers in our ear. And so this is what God says. God says, for now, I'm going to use the upside down nature of the world to bring about my glory. We would say easily, God, back in the Garden of Eden, if you gave me good stuff and no problems, I know you're God. But God says, I'm going to prove to you that I am God by letting bad stuff come your way and taking that which the enemy meant for evil and turn it to good. What happens with that? How does that? Great faith. Brothers and sisters, instead of looking at our obstacles, this centurion, he didn't look at his dying servant as something he was got to get past. It was something God was going to use for him to be built up. Can I ask you a question? Having a baby is wonderful. It's wonderful. We live in a day where so many people are going through infertility, an inability to have children. And the devil has planted so many seeds in these poor women's head that it's because they've done something wrong. But like Hannah of old, the reason he brings that about is somehow in some way when he sees fit, if we'll obey him, when we hold the promise, one day you'll say, what a great God. You say, do you believe? I'm telling you, if we will obey God, nothing shall be impossible. Don't give God the plan, though. Give God the problem. Don't give him how you want it to be done. Give him the heart and say, thy will be done. Because the flower of great faith blossoms from the soil of struggle. If you don't have a big problem, you can't have a big miracle. But the bigger the problem, the bigger the answer.